So, aside from watching Rachel Maddow have meltdowns after seeing the President Trump win, now I have to watch this idiot constantly trying to drum up fear in people that we're going to have a nuclear war. It's 9 o'clock, and this moron is starting off her show with President John F. Kennedy talking about nuclear war, when you should be celebrating the fact that we have a new president-elect. So I've been saying this a lot because I've been all over social media. I've been having fun. I've been watching the liberals all day. I'm not watching Fox lately. I'm watching them lose their shit, their collective shit. And I can't wait to watch Bill Maher screaming and crying on Friday and calling Trump orange baboon and this, that, and other. But how have we gotten to the point where the media is shaping the news and telling us all of this bullshit and filling people with fear? Like, you wonder, why is it that everybody was so full of fear? And now you could make the argument, okay, Trump said some offensive things, but the thing about it is the fear behind it. These people on MSNBC and CNN, these people have been telling black people that Trump is going to put them on slave ships and he's going to put them back to slavery and this, that, and other. To which I would reply, guess what? You people owe so much money, they're not letting you go anywhere. So you're not going on any slave ships. You're not going to any other overseas countries. It's just not happening. Furthermore, they've been telling Hispanics that they're going to be rounded up, and they've been telling Muslims they're going to be rounded up and this, that, and the other. It's like, how are they allowed to get away with talking this level of shit? And I mean, and now you're talking about the average person who may not be a minority. This Harry Potter-looking fellow right here decides to start off his show by talking about nuclear war. I mean, we got a new president-elect, and these people, their whole thing is talking about nuclear wars about to happen. Now, fortunately, I can look at this and I can say you're an idiot and I can just totally ignore her. But the average person who may be at home with anxiety or depression, like, you think about the average liberal, all these liberals who are sitting at home, the average liberal who right now is debating whether or not they're going to, hurt themselves in some way because they're going to try to escape the Trump presidency because they looked at their finances and realized they can't move to Canada. And then they thought about Mexico and realized, well, that wasn't happening either for obvious reasons. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, how are you allowed to say stuff like this? How are you allowed to preach fear? We just had a president-elect just yesterday. How are you allowed to preach this level of fear? And it's like one day. He never said anything about nuclear missiles. How the fuck are you allowed to preach fear to the public like this? How can you allow this man right here to have a show where he constantly... how do you allow this to preach fear to the public? And we just got a brand new president, and they haven't even said anything about war with anybody. And this moron is showing pictures of nuclear silos and Jupiter rockets and everything. I'm like, this doesn't make any damn sense. And I also had another point. I really don't believe that if it hadn't been for the media, that a lot of the people in Congress and the Senate and in government in general, I don't believe that they'd be saying the things that they're saying if they didn't know that they were under a microscope of this I don't even know what you want to call it. You could call it a triumvirate, like a rule by three. Fox, MSNBC, and CNN. How are they allowed to get away with this? And I already know that this video is it may get flagged by these people because they'll say, yeah, it's our intellectual property, because that's how they control YouTube. What they do is when they have somebody saying something about them that they don't like, what they'll try to do is they try to get YouTube to take their videos down. Just like when Samsung realized that somebody in Grand Theft Auto had made a video about them blowing up cell phones in Grand Theft Auto, the first thing they did was they tried to sue and take it down. And then YouTube, I guess, realized, wait a minute, that didn't violate terms of service, so technically you have no control. So now that video's back up. The first thing they want to do is they want to shut you up. But here's my question. Who can shut them up? Why are they allowed to get away with this bullshit? It's 9:04. They're talking about MRAPs and nuclear silos. This guy right here is trying to preach fear, and we should be, just as the new president-elect Donald Trump said, we should be trying to come together as a country. We should be trying to move the entire dialogue forward. But this guy right here, all she wants to, or he wants to, or whatever, Harry Potter right here, all he wants to talk about is fear and nuclear weapons because you're upset that your liberal intelligentsia bullshit was defeated by President Donald J. Trump.
Bad stuff happens.